Hi, and welcome to my channel. If this looks familiar, seeing me wearing this, looking at Goodreads, it's because it is. I got a newsletter that had quite a few articles in it that I thought were really interesting, and I thought, hey, let's make videos about them. Also, Django decided he wanted to join in for some reason. What's up? We are talking about romance, and Django does love me more than anyone else, but not romantically. So he's going to join us back there for this. All right, let's look at the article. We have contemporary rom-coms and dark romance. We have historical romance, fantasy and paranormal romance, and that is all. So I can already tell you I really do not like historical romance, so there will not be very many coming from there. This is going to be a summer-long video / project. So, number one, Love Theoretically is definitely on the list because I've already pre-ordered it. It's on my way. It's on the way to my house right now. So that one for sure is on the list. Christina Lauren's True Love Experiment, I just got from Book of the Month. So that's going on the list. Okay, nothing else jumps out as I already own it or have it or whatever. So I'm going to just look at titles and covers and see what jumps out at me. This one right here already, I don't know if it's because of the font or what, but I like it jumping out at me already. My favorite romance trope ever in the whole world is fake dating. So I'm going to read a bunch of these and see if we have any fake dating tropes because those will be automatic as well. Okay, I might have a problem. The whole thing up here is filled up with them. And some of them can be eliminated immediately. I put them up here because I thought that I might want to tell you guys something. If you like these, first of all, I put this up here. Zoraida Cordova wrote The Inheritance of Orquídea Divina. I think that's the name of it. Anyway, and I have that book, but I haven't read it yet. Anyway, apparently there is a Meant to Be series, and this is number 3. And I do have the other Meant to Be books. I at least have one of them on my shelf, and I didn't realize that it was like together. They're not all written by the same author, but anyway, I'm not going to read this because I don't want to read number 3 without reading 1 and 2. So I wanted to talk about it, and I would have probably read it, but I'm not going to. These 3, Emma of 83rd Street, Much Ado About Nada, and Good Fortune, are all based on historic or classic novels. So this is Jane Austen's Emma meets the misadventures of Manhattan's modern dating scene. So this is Emma based on Jane Austen's Emma. I'm not reading any of these. I just wanted to point them out to you guys in case there is somebody who likes them. This is a second chance romance inspired by Jane Austen's Persuasion. So if you like Persuasion, maybe check out Much Ado About Nada. This one is a debut novel, brilliantly reimagines Pride and Prejudice set in contemporary Chinatown. So Good Fortune is for you if you liked Pride and Prejudice. So it sounds like if you like some of those classics, especially some Jane Austen novels, that you would definitely be able to find some romance this summer that will be good for you. Okay, so we talked about Love Theoretically and the True Love Experiment. I already own them, so that's what we're doing. Kiss Me, Mi Amor is fake dating. So absolutely yes, that goes on my thing immediately. Literally, it turns out that a fake relationship, that's all I needed to see. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm in. But there is apparently the Taco King Empire against, they're calling her the agricultural hotshot. So anyway, but the two of them come together and apparently pretend to fake date. I know this is Love and Tacos number 2. I don't even care because it's fake dating and I'm going to read it. Then we have With Love from Cold World. This one is strictly a cover pick, but it turns out that there is an amusement park in Orlando that is supposed to be cold year round. So she's the bookkeeper. He also works there. Their boss wants them to both pitch ideas for a new thing to happen at their amusement park. And so when they come together to decide all of that, they fall in love. All right. Then we have To Have and To Heist. Listen, I was going for anything that looks like it's going to be a jewelry heist, and it absolutely is. But the twist on this sounds so fun. So Simi Chopra is the woman, the main female protagonist in this story, and she wakes up and has no idea who she is. Here's what it says: she knows 3 things. This is not even the one that I thought it was, but I'll get to that one in just a second. The one that doesn't know who she is. So this one is just, it says she has to mastermind a jewelry heist during the wedding of the season, and it's supposed to be hilarious. So I'm like, okay, she has to exonerate her best friend to do all of that, and she falls in love with the person who's helping her. So I'm all about it. This one, A Love Catastrophe, I picked it because of the name and because of the cover, but I'm going to put it all the way down at the bottom because it's a book about cats. Not that I don't like cats. I mean, I've had cats before. I do like cats, but this one almost seems like too cheesy to me. So this man has his aunt or grandmother's cat or whatever that's been passed down to him, and this woman has become the kitty whisperer, and she's kind of famous for it. So her cat sitting business is exploding, and this man has hired her to cat sit, I guess, his cat, and so they fall in love. The Summer Girl. I meant to say that I've been reading Elle Kennedy. I didn't realize this was an Elle Kennedy book, but since it is, I'm automatically going to read it. It goes kind of in the Love Theoretically True Love Experiment section because it's definitely one that I will for sure read because of the author. This one I would have picked, Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. However, this is another one that's in a series, so I'm not going to be reading that. This one right here is in a series, and I don't care. Again, I'm going to go ahead and read it because it is one of those, not necessarily fake dating, but like help me be more whatever. Like those kind of tropes in books I love as well, especially romance books. So she went on a date and she overheard her date saying that she was so unbelievably boring. And so she is getting this guy who's going to give her practice in dating and maybe not being so boring. And of course, they fall for each other. So this definitely goes up really close to the fake dating trope. So that's at the top. This is the one, right? Yes. Okay. The Blonde Identity is the one where she wakes up and she only knows 3 things. She has a splitting headache. The hottest guy she has probably ever seen is standing over her, telling her to run. And oh yeah, people keep trying to kill her. So those are the 3 things. What the man tells her is that actually she sees a video of herself beating up these people and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm a spy. And he's like, no, you're not. You're the twin sister of a spy, but I'm here to protect you. So all of that happens, and apparently as she's trying to figure out who she is and what's going on, they fall in love. That sounds so funny to me and just fantastic. Then we have Business or Pleasure. This is almost a fake dating situation, but it's more of a like, you help me kind of situation. So she's a ghostwriter and she has a one-night stand with somebody that apparently is awkward. An awkward encounter, it says. And so now she's being hired to ghostwrite his book, and she has to tell him, like, you know, that was really weird what we did that night. And he's like, what? Because he thought it was amazing. And so, like, she is going to be teaching him things while they're writing the book. Just sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of the same, like, teach me how to be better about this thing. So that definitely moves up my list. And then finally, the last one is Mrs. Nash's Ashes. And I love this because it's a road trip. And during the summer, I am going to be driving from the southern part of the United States to the northern part of the United States, like very close to Canada is where we're moving. And so I'm going to be going on quite a road trip. And I just thought at least one of these romances should involve a road trip. And so this one looks cute. There's a girl who's taking her elderly best friend, it says, to, I don't know where they're going, from DC down to Key West. She's taking some of her ashes down there so that she can reunite her with the woman she fell in love with nearly 80 years ago. So as she's going on this road trip, though, she realizes she's not by herself. She's forced to go with somebody else for the road trip. So they apparently end up falling in love, as they would. So that is 10, potentially 11 if I read this catastrophe book. Books romance books to read over the summer, and I don't know when they're all coming out. I have to go look at that and maybe put them in order of their release dates, but I'm definitely going to be reading those, and I will check back in at the end of the summer and let you know how my new romances of the summer went. So let me know which ones you're interested in. Let me know if you've read any of these, because I feel like I've seen some people with some arcs of some of these. So if you've read any of these books, let me know what you thought about them. Also, since you know what my favorite tropes are in romance, if you read romance, let me know what your favorite tropes are down at the bottom. And that is going to do it. I'm going to go through the historical romance and the fantasy and paranormal romance, but that's probably going to be in a separate video, just because I feel like right now I already have 11 books in this one and I need to maybe slow it down a little bit. So we'll see what happens with all of that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.